Hello and welcome to my updated guide on how to obtain the 200,000 Zemomarks within new Varrock so that you're able to buy the Chromatic Partyhat, which is a master questscape requirement. I am mostly updating this because my previous guide is nearly 7 years old, and since then there has been a couple of changes. We now have the Magma Tempest ability, although that does cost about 600 mil. They have been patching several of my item smuggles, so I've waited for them to actually fix that once I send them to it, just so that players aren't able to get the 200,000 marks within probably about 5-10 minutes. And lastly, one very important thing is that while you are cutting regular trees, they now have a potential chance of giving you multiple logs before they do actually fall down. First and foremost, the very important thing is to have access to the dimension portal, which is in the middle of Varrock Square. If you do not have access to this portal, you'll simply want to speak to Errors, either start the quest or accept it, or if you want, you are able to reset it. And then this will probably take about a minute because you have a lot of dialogue, in which case you'll get a coin. You want to flip that coin, use the coin on the fountain, and then speak to the lady. That will complete the quest. Then you have access to this portal. We will be going over the very first and easy one, and that will be thieving. Since this is your first time, your inventory may be empty, and this is because the very first method will be involving pickpocketing. You want to make sure to go to settings, gameplay, combat and action bar, choose option menu, and then where it says NPC attack option, you want to make sure it is hidden. Or you could unhide it first. You can punch a zombie to the south, run to the general store. It might take a while to lure it since they are painfully slow. Then you're able to close the door, and then voila, you have trapped the zombie. We no longer have the ability for the thieving cape on the Anachronia stand to note the items. This was by far the best and enjoyable thing because, as you can tell, your inventory gets full of junk. Once your inventory is full, you're able to trade the nearby general store and pretty much sell everything in the world. There's a couple of things to note, and that's the imp hide and all type of logs you will be getting. For the imp hide, you will instead want to make the robe bottoms. As for all type of logs, you want to go click on the knife, and we'll be making the arrow shafts. And what you can also do is add the black wool, raw potatoes, the undead chicken, the cowhide, the flax, the copper, iron, and tin ore, along with the bowstring. Put that on your action bar, and you want to spam those buttons to drop them so that you're able to continuously pickpocket the zombie a little bit. Since they can give you about 42 different items, your inventory will fill up like crazy. Now, as for the hourly rates for the Zemomarks, I've done this for about 6 hours worth, and I have found that you get an average of 46,700 marks an hour. This is extremely good, but it is quite annoying. And then it could average out a little bit more depending on if you get more elemental staffs, since those do sell for 450 a pop. For the next skilling method, we'll be going over the woodcutting method. If you're a main account, go to the Grand Exchange and buy the perfect juju woodcutting potions, and you want to drink this. This has a chance so you're able to get double logs. And I do suggest players to buy a wood sprite, add it to your wood box or your best in slot box. Then you're able to just bank it or destroy it. And we'll be going inside the portal. Once you are here, go a little bit to the east, and we'll be trading this NPC right here. And you want to buy all of the logs that he does have. Now, all we simply want to do is cut one dead tree. You'll notice you get 1 log. So for here, you want to make sure to make the wood box this time. Now, watch what happens when we cut 1 tree. We now get 2 logs instead of 1. This has double the speed, and that's simply because we were able to technically smuggle the wood sprites that were in our ore box previously, that is either in the bank, or if you destroyed it, your method would be cutting the logs into the arrow shafts. This is somewhat a fairly relaxing method, and you want to have as much inventory as open so that you're able to pretty much fill it up and then AFK. since there was an update that you no longer just get one log and then the tree falls. And then after some time, the NPC might restock, in which case you want to buy the logs again. For oak logs, you want to go to knife, and we'll be making the oak wood box. Sadly for new Varrock, we only have access to the normal trees, so you don't benefit at all. And then this actually does bring you to about 38,000 Zemomarks per hour. You're like, wait a minute, how do you actually get the Zemomarks from this? From these arrow shafts, you want to go slightly to the west, see the shopkeeper, trade them, and here you can sell the arrow shafts for 3 coins each. This way, with the wood box, you're able to get double logs. With the perfect cutting juju, you have a chance to get 3 logs at once. But just remember to keep buying the logs from this NPC because he actually restocks them pretty quickly. Buy the log, oak, and willow. They all profit. And lastly, for the very final method, we'll be doing combat. Make sure to go to the grand exchange, buy a lot of aggression potions, and make sure to turn them into 1 dose from the NPC in the northwest corner. And you'll want to go into the dimension portal. Do the other 2 methods until you get a staff of air. And then if you were unlucky to get it from thieving, you're actually able to buy it from Zev for 1,500 Zemomarks. And then once you do have it, you want to wield. Whoa, bad zombie. Now once you're here, you want to go north and stand in this exact tile. It's very, very important. On screen now, I'll be putting 2 different ability bars, just depending on if you actually do have access to the Magma Tempest ability, which I currently do not have since I'm not really a magic user. Now as for the method, it's pretty much as easy as this. Since they only have 25 health and you're able to utilize your aggression potion, you can simply AFK this the whole time, but for your area loot. Now, I highly suggest you to have almost a nearly empty inventory, and this is because the zombies are able to drop 13 different types of runes, 4 types of ammunition, along with including all of the elemental staves, and like it fills up your inventory a lot. But it should free you with about 5 or 6 open slots. And then let's say, for example, your inventory is full. All you want to do is click diagonal once you're here, surge, and then surge should bring you south, in which case you can run. It doesn't really save a lot of time, it just depends if you want to be like efficient or not. Then you want to go to the store, and you do not want to sell the runes. Instead, you want to sell the not the mithril, but the bronze items you do get. And then, for instance, the staff of air, you want to sell that instantly. And now you make your way back. And then you just want to make your way back here. Now, there is kind of 2 methods to this. One, you drink the aggression potion and only have the potion do all the work, in which case you can expect to get an average of 41,967 Zemomarks per hour if you do include selling the staves to the store. Sometimes you might need to sell to the general store 3 or 4 times for the whole hour, but remember, the aggression potion does last for 6 minutes. So for this, you want to go in and out of the area, go to your real bank, in which case then you're able to drink the potion. Now there is another method, and while your aggression potion, and if you do have the Magma Tempest ability, you want to click every single zombie since they do spawn nearby, and you're able to attack them very quickly. I've done this without the Magma Tempest ability. If you're actively clicking them, and the aggression potion will help kind of aggro the ones that do wander off when they do spawn, you can get an average of 57,997 Zemomarks an hour. This is an incredible method, and you can even push it up to 62,000 an hour if you do have the Magma Tempest ability. It's just quite annoying because you do have to pay attention and click on them since, again, I mean, they wander around like crazy, although they are zombies, so they are kind of slow at the same time. Once you have the 200,000 Zemomarks, you're able to trade someone that does have it, or you're able to collect it, and you can simply give it to them. They will accept. and then they can buy from the store, which should be right here. You want to trade Teresa, and then it will be this 200,000 mystery gift that does cost at 200,000 Zemomarks. Oh, there we go. There's the broadcast we're waiting for. Crystal Cove has now bought the Chromatic Partyhat. Thank you all so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like and smash that subscribe button for further content. And if you do, comment down below any questions or video suggestions you have for me, and enjoy the rest of your day.